Okay, good morning everyone. So today we'll have a graphing of vertex form of quadratic equation. So we have there y equals a x minus h squared plus k. So the vertex is hk. That means h is coming from this vertex form and k is from this one. The axis of symmetry is x is equal to h, that is coming from that one. So always remember the formula for the vertex form of quadratic equation, or you can also say f of x is equal to a x minus h squared plus k. Now, how do we graph a vertex form of quadratic equation? So here are the steps for graphing quadratic equation. First, you have to find the vertex. This is hk. Remember, h is opposite sign. Plot the vertex. Create a table to graph 4 more points, 2 on each side of the vertex. Column 1 is labeled x. Column 2 labeled as f of x. And you might be wondering what is f of x. That is simply your y. Next, plug the numbers into the equation, and using the numbers from the table to plot your other 4 points and draw in your U shape or your parabola. Or parabola. Now, so say for example you have this one, you have there y equals 1/2 x plus 3 squared plus 4. Here your a, well that's negative 1/2. Your h plus 1 is your h, that is negative 3. Why is it negative 3? Because if you remember, the formula is y equals a x minus h squared plus k. So in that form, that should be none. Oh my. That should be negative 1/2 x minus, here x minus negative 3 squared plus 4. That's why our h here is negative 3 and k is 4. So our vertex now is negative 3, 4. And since a is less than 0, that means negative 1/2, the parabola opens downward. So here's a vertex, negative 3, 4, that is here. Negative 1, 2, negative 3, that is here. And 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's negative 3 and 4. And draw the axis of symmetry, which is just passing through our vertex. And that is our axis of symmetry, AOS, or axis of symmetry, which is x is equal to 3. Now, plot 2 points on one side of each, which is one. That one. And if you're going to mirror the point, that is 3 points away from the axis of symmetry, so we have to count in 1, 1, 2. So from this axis of symmetry, that can also be 2 distance to equal limit. So 1 and 2. That's why you have the point in there. So this one. Now, on the next example, after the point, we have to connect all because to form the parabola. We'll have more example after this one. Here. Example, f of x is equal to x minus 3 squared. So you have there, let's always remember a formula for vertex form that is f of x a x minus h squared plus k. Now, if you notice, nothing is being written here, but there's an indivisible 1 in there. Therefore, our a is 1, and we just have to copy that 1, x minus 3 squared, and our k is not being shown there. Therefore, that is 0. So we now have our vertex, which is hk. So our vertex is hk. That will give us the here 3 and 0. After that one, let's plot the vertex. That's 3, 1, 2, 3, 0. That is our vertex, 3, 0. And the axis of symmetry is just right there. This one is our axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is x is equal to 3. Now let's have table of values to find another point. So we have this is for x, and this is for y. Okay. So we all know that our vertex is the center one, so we have our x is 3, our x 0. So let's find points that are left side of the vertex 3, that is x, and that is 2, and on the other side that is also 1. On the right side you have 4, the other one is 5. So let's solve for it. Let's start with 2. So that 2, go back to the original equation, which is that 1. So you have that 1, okay? So we have there f of 2, that's the value for x2 minus 3 squared. So we have there 2 minus 3 is negative 1 squared, that will give us positive 1. So if your x is 2, then y is 1. Okay, let's continue. If your f is 1, that is, let's plug it in again, that is x minus 3. So our x is 1, therefore 1 minus 3 squared, that will give us negative 2 squared, that will give us 4. So our x is 1, our y is 4. Now next, if our x is 4, that will give us 4 minus 3 squared, that will give us 1 squared, that will give us 1. And if our x is 5, that will give us 5 minus 3 squared, that will give us 2 squared, that will give us 4. Can you see the pattern there? That between 0, the center is 0 and the other side is 1, 1. The other side is also 4 and 4. So let's plot that one. If our x is 2, our y is 1. So here, if our x is 1, our y is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if our x is 4, our y is 1. And if our x is 5, then our y is 4. Therefore, that's it. That's why we have this mirror line, because it is being mirrored. So these points are already enough to make the parabola. So we'll connect the points to make a parabola. Therefore, we have this graph, the parabola. Okay, you can pause this video and study. But now let's have to go to the example number 2. Example number 2. We have there h of x is equal to x squared plus 1. So let's make it, always remember that is y is equal to a x minus h squared plus k. So therefore, that would give us, what's our a? We don't know our a because, no, a is invisible 1. So what would be the x squared? So that should be x minus 0 squared plus 1. How did we have this x minus 0 squared? Is x minus 0 squared will still, here x minus 0, that will give us form of x squared and the 0x on the outside. That is x minus 0 squared. That would be x minus 0. X minus 0. For methods, x squared outside positive 0 minus 0x plus 0. Therefore, x was 0. So I still have x squared. We can go back to that one. That's why x minus 0 squared is equal to x squared. Now, let's continue now. We have the value of our vertex now, which is that one. So we have vertex 0, 1. Now, let's have the table of values. Alright, let's make your life easy. Let's just have 1 point to each side that is 0. Okay, let's just point first the vertex, which is 0, 1. So that is our vertex 0, 1. And then, what's the point after 0? That should be 1, right here. And on the left side, we have negative 1. So if our f, no, let's have h of x, which is, let's say, negative 1, is equal to negative 1 squared plus 1 is equal to 1 plus 1, that becomes 2. So that is 2. And h is, our x is 1, so that's 1 squared plus 1, that would still give us 2. Okay, so let's plot 1, 2. The other side is negative 1, your y is 2. So having those points, we can have our parabola. So therefore, here's our graph. Now this is also our axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry, that is x is equal to 0. 0. Now you can pause the one and review it again. And let's have the last example. You have there, okay. Let's have, I'll say it again, y is equal to a x minus h squared plus k. Alright, so that is y equals 1 half x minus 3 squared. Now, look at this, that is negative 5. But it says here positive, so let's just make it plus, and that is negative 5. Therefore, our vertex is 3 and negative 5. So let's plot the 3, vertex 3 and negative 5. So there's 3, negative 5, this is 2, and this is 3, and this is our negative 5. So 3, negative 5 should be here. This is our vertex. Now, let's have the table of values, x, y. Now, our vertex is 3, negative 5. And the left side would be 2, and the other side would be 4. So let's have this. Half of 2, that would give us 1 half. Our x is 2, therefore 2 minus 3 squared minus 5. That would give us 1 half negative 1 squared minus 5. That is negative 1 half 1 minus 5, and that will give us negative 1 half times 1 is negative 1 half. Oh, no, that's not negative, that's positive, that's positive. Minus 5, therefore you have a negative 4.5. So if x is 2, your y is negative 4.5. If your f is 4, let's see. 1 half, 4 minus 3 squared minus 5. That will give us 1 half. 1 squared minus 5. That will give us 1 half still, because 1 half times 1 minus 5. It's still 1 half times 1. It's 1 half minus 5. That would give us negative 4.5. Still negative 4.5. Therefore, let's plot it. 2 and 4.5 and 4, still negative 4.5. Therefore, we have this graph now. We have this graph now that is opening upward. So that's it. We can pause this problem, review it again, because you have now your activity, partner activity. Get your paper to your teacher and do it again, and do this one with this paper with a partner. You can answer one problem to each person. So I hope you get how to graph quadratic equation in a vertex form. And your homework will post it in the Google Classroom. Thank you.